Try Before We Die, the whiskey review show where we don't know what we're drinking. We're drinking Scotch, and we'll tell you what we're thinking. Hey, Mal.
What's so cool?
Not too much. Like, I want to make fun of your shirt, but, like, I like it.
I try sometimes.
Yeah. You like these?
Again, I told you we should have the little ball caps put on top.
Epithets?
Actually, epaulets.
Epaulets.
Then we should have them like across your chest. You'd probably, you'd be like Idi Amin. You'd have like all sorts of freaking like medals.
I'd be Idi Amin. All right, here it is.
Press the button.
You should know by now. We press the button, random numbers through the hundreds, and it picks what bottle we're going to open. Tonight, it's going to be bottle
3. 177.
I get nervous sometimes.
I don't.
247.
Wow.
That's going to bring us to
snooker room.
The top shelf on the first shelf in the snooker room, which, if memory serves, will be a Glenlivet. We'll see everybody around the corner for bottle 247. Well, I might as well expect you to get here before me, but here we are. Snooker room, bottle 247. Here's the deal. The number comes up, we open the bottle. We end at 240. 2, 4, 6, 7. So this brings us to, there's got to be a miscount, but there's not. Because if it comes up, we open it. So this is a 15-year-old Glenlivet from Gordon Macphail. I believe, and I'll have to do some digging, that this is a 1980s release of a Glenlivet coming in at 46% ABV. Now, Glenlivets notoriously come in at 40 to 43% from the distillery. This has been around here for a while, and I've been really looking forward to opening it. And so we're going to do it at the bar with Malcolm. This George and J.G. Smith's 15-year-old Glenlivet coming in at 46% from Gordon and Macphail. We'll see you at the bar.
Try before we die with a bearded man and a British guy.
Mal, I got some bad news for you.
I've heard.
That you're going to watch me have a whiskey, talk about it, and it's just going to be like an osmosis experience for you. I'm not going to share it.
So now I'm going to throw you on the spot. Why? Why are you so pale?
So we've pulled this 15-year-old Glenlivet.
Okay.
Right.
Which is a 15-year-old Glenlivet.
Yeah,
All right,
not a
fine.
big deal.
Whatever.
The French oak is a 15-year-old Glenlivet. We're coming in at 46%. Listen, as always, y'all, if it comes up, we open it.
It's like you opening your wallet.
Surprised no butterflies flew out, little dust bunnies.
So what's the big deal?
Hold on.
Oh, maybe it's not supposed to be opened. Oh, it says do not open. All right.
Fiddlesticks. Hang tight, everybody. We're going to go get.
Been there, done this.
I'm going to start with this one. Put that down.
I'm not putting it down. There really isn't much on it.
Now, a cork is a cork is a cork. And so what we try to do this should be the evidence that you need that this is legit, unprepared, unscripted. We have a very, very dry cork here. Oh, I feel like Malcolm.
Yeah, no. Easy does
I
it.
hope you saw that.
Easy does it. Yeah, it's coming. Yeah, you're getting it. A little flaky. Well played, sir. Well played.
I don't think we've got it all, though.
Really? Oh, no, you don't. People are cheering you on.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a thing. All right, we're going to move on to part 2 of solving this problem.
So it goes back to that. This is live. This is what happens. This is what happens. We won't give up until he gets it out because I won't let him. Oh, for a minute I thought you were going to do old school and just punch it right in there like a...
Do not want to do that.
You do what you need to do.
If we've learned anything in life, hopefully we've learned panicking rarely is a solution to any circumstance. Take a deep breath, relax, and move forward. I want to answer Malcolm's question about why I'm so pale about opening this bottle, but hopefully there's a little bit of evidence into this experience as to why this might be. Corks often don't fail if they're new and fresh. I actually feel pretty good about this clean. Little bit of cork at the very top. We're going to be able to work with that.
Actually, that is pretty good. I'm going to say that's pretty impressive.
Considering the mess we have here.
Considering the mess we have.
So normally we pour and recork. What we're going to do today is pour and just set. I have replacement corks. We're going to have to get the remaining cork out of this if it doesn't pour in the glass smell. I'm going to need you to pay attention to your glass. I'll do mine if we get any cork in there. To this 15-year-old Glenlivet. It's an IB, which is an independent bottling. So Mal asked, geez, Colin, you seem a little anxious about this bottle. I'm still learning about bottle dating, okay? So we don't have a distillate date on this particular bottle. We don't have a bottled on this particular year on this bottle. But on the bottom of this bottle, we do have 1989 written. So if this was bottled in 1989 and we subtracted 15, where are we at?
74, 5.
Right,
4.
so this could be a 1970s distillate of a Glenlivet. Now we'll do a little TBW fact checking on that, but I feel confident we're not talking about a recent distillate because this bottle has been in this particular bar for about a decade,
Well,
as evidenced by our
cork failure.
obvious cork failure. That's why, Malcolm. And that's what makes this show so wonderful.
It's what makes this show genuine.
Our commitment to, if it's here and it comes up with Randy, we just go for it, whether it's easy or hard, whether it's common or uncommon. We're going to drink that whiskey.
It's the whole point of the game.
All right, Glenlivet, what do you know?
One of the big houses, been around. I love the Nadura. They have few expressions that I would be like, oh, yeah, I like that. The 12 is definitely like the go-to.
It's a standard, widely available across the planet. I believe Glenlivet will harken back to 1824 when some of the tax laws changed. There's a very recognizable foundational distillate out there.
Yep. Speyside.
And it moves from the 12-year-old. We can move into the 15-year-old French oak. We can get into their 18-year-old, their 21-year-old archive. I think there's a Caribbean Glenlivet. There's a lot of their releases. We had a lot of fun with the Enigma.
Oh, that's right.
And we came in second because we identified rye as essentially our second choice, and it turns out it was a rye. We do have a bottle of a code here, drink. Right? So there's a lot happening in the Glenlivet distillery. This is an independent bottling from Gordon and Macphail. I am reaching in my brain right now to try and determine if there's been any other Glenlivet independent bottlings we've tried here. And right off the top of my head, I can't think of any.
I couldn't help you.
All right. Well, we've spent some time
decorking,
working through our cork issues. So why don't we move into some color and talk about this 15-year-old oak casked Glenlivet from Gordon and Macphail under the J.G. Smith label. And I love this label, Malcolm. It just has a little bit of old world to it.
Yeah, okay. I'll give you that. I like the lion on it, which is odd because lion would be England, not Scotland.
Mm-hmm.
And the colour's very more vibrant than you would expect on a bottle.
Right. There's something very simple and basic and old about this labeling. But, all right, let's talk a little bit about what we have here. Bronze?
Wow. I was going to say amber, but yeah. And I was going to say the amber that you'd find with maybe a mosquito stuck in it.
Oh, like a Jurassic Park.
Yes.
Yes. I have a small piece of cork in here, and I'm going to go with the old whatever. So we're in this, Mal will say a classic amber, I'm a rubbed bronze or something. It's hard for me to believe this is a E150A color added whiskey. We have no statement. I'm just going to remind myself there is no cork in this, but just to check this back label, which is all about the government warning. And in the front label, again, we have nothing on it but the simplicity of what it is, how old it is, and who did it, but not when they did it. The glass bottle gives us a 1989 or an 89 statement.
Sporadic legs. Like I don't have I have half a dozen, let's just say, that are coming down.
Oh, okay, I see them better in your glass than mine. Oh,
no,
you're starting to see
them.
I'm starting to see, a hallmark of a medium mouthfeel, a slightly viscous whiskey is that the legs take a while because they hang at the top before they drop. Our friend Kevin from Tennessee loves the French oak.
Yes.
15-year-old.
Which is a good drink.
Yes. I have over there the archive, the 21-year-old Glenlivet box mounted in the bar. But I agree with you, the Nadura, the rocket fuel, especially the out-of-production 16-year-old age statement varieties were wonderful Glenlivets.
Yes.
Shall we try this one?
Let's do the nosing.
Yes.
Very fragrant.
Deep.
Yeah, and a little bit of bite to it as well.
A little punchy, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, but not like in an alcoholic way.
No, not in a medicinal way, right. but not just soft and fragrant.
There's a something like which would betray the Speyside of it, and then there's something on top of it that I would say is like a menthol sort of.
I feel the menthol for sure. It's clearing the nasal passages.
Yep. But it sits on top of whatever the fragrant underneath it is.
And it stays in the nose.
And it stays in the nose.
And it's highly suggestive of something that's not simple because of the way this top end lingers here. But I am also catching a mouthful just from the inhale. And wonderfully so, because of what could potentially be a viscous whiskey. My piece of cork has hung to the side.
I saw
right?
mine.
And so that's why I've turned my glass.
Where did I see mine?
Because I feel like
the other side.
I have to not pay attention now.
Got the hallmarks of a Speyside.
Right. It's
got that floral.
Right. It's a deep fragrance.
But it's that smell on top. That's really the one that's defining it. I can't think of what it is.
There's almost this really fresh, cut, wet grass, which is, as you would know, I live in and near a hayfield. And so I have some real summertime experiences with fresh cut, wet grass. That includes, of course, hay isn't just grass, right? Hay is alfalfa and the other varieties meant to provide nourishment to the horse and the cow, right? And so that's that field of fragrance. The legs are very close together now. The cork bit is still hanging on the side of the glass. It has not released back into the drink. Are you good?
Yeah, just cotton candy, something. There's something else there.
It's a sharp sweetness, not unlike a menthol.
Okay, let's drink it.
Let's drink it. Try
Cheers.
before we die. Exhale through your nose. As we inhaled through our nose, it traveled into our mouths with flavor. As we drink through our mouth, we exhale through our nose, and I am having a complete olfactory experience.
Yeah, actually, when you exhale, so when I did my first sip, I just sipped, breathe.
Mm-hmm.
And I heard you exhale through your nose. When you said that, and I did it, I had that menthol, that cough drop, the trying to clear your sinuses is what's happened to me. Because it's really a lot more potent than I gave it credit.
I got to keep an eye on this cork crumb here. There's this idea, sometimes we've referred to whiskey as the dragon's breath. This is a baby dragon.
Yes.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Because I'm not getting the
It's all here. It's like learning.
Yeah, I'm going to
create flame.
I'm just going to blow a smoke ring. I can't get the fire out.
Right, I'm not there, but I am. Pay attention to me. I matter. This is not, and I'm going to repeat this, this is not the 15-year-old French oak. This is not the 12-year-old basic Glenlivet. This is a second or a third cousin, related, but so different.
So I'm going to take
Baby Dragon.
I'm going to take that a little step further. I like where you're going with that, with the French oak and the. But what this is, for me, having drank a fair amount of it.
Not of this.
Not of this.
Of Glenlivet.
Of Glenlivet.
Yes.
What this reminds you of is the Nadura Light. I have all the feeling I have with the Nadura. I have that almost the cindery, the flaming, the overpowering that the Nadura gives me.
So the Nadura comes in two varieties. It comes in a sherry and a bourbon. I feel like we're in bourbon.
Correct.
Right. And it's a much higher ABV.
Much.
Right. So coming in at this 46%, this is something nice. Right. It's not overpowering.
No.
So if you wanted to have a Glenlivet experience that was not common, right? So their 12 is widely available. The Naduras are on many shelves in most states, though not every shelf. This I've never seen on a shelf, right? And so this is an uncommon yet connected Glenlivet to what you can experience.
Yes.
Baby Dragon.
Baby Dragon.
We've called the Nadura the rocket fuel before.
Yes.
This isn't rocket fuel.
No, but it's a teaser.
It's fuel.
It's a teaser.
Yeah, this will get you going.
And it really, and it's actually
Not simple.
it's not simple, which makes this intriguing in the sense that you've got something at 46 that has all the, for me, has all the hallmarks of the Nadura, but it doesn't have the kick of the Nadura.
Which is allowing you to experience perhaps a bit more of the whiskey. The Nadura, being a much higher ABV, sort of leads you down this potent experience, whereas this is giving you an olfactory experience. I mean, I am finding, and we haven't done individual flavors, I am finding vanilla.
Yep.
I am finding a white chocolate, right?
Okay.
Not a deep dark chocolate, and we can get into is white chocolate or not, but I am finding a white chocolate in here, right? I am finding the Speyside floral arrangements, but they are on the outside, as if it was an egg roll. We have the Speyside shell, and we have this
hidden
this
inside.
deepness on the inside.
So
right? This vanilla white chocolate inside.
I would agree in the sense that what you're talking about. You have this Speyside outside, this crust. And the white chocolate we can differ on and we can argue about. And I would go with that dark cherry chocolate that you have. But it's more the fact that it's just more potent than the ABV says it is. The more potency leads that it should be an Nadura, but it's not an Nadura. It's just a very, 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 very potent drink.
Can we change the word potent to complex? There's a lot going on here. Nasally, palatally, flavorfully, expectant. What am I thinking about when I drink a Glenlivet? And this is not the classic Glenlivet experience.
No.
This is A relatively unique Glenlivet.
This is
experience.
Glenlivet Plus.
Yeah.
And what I like about what you just said is there is a expressive difference between if you just drink this and take a breath and if you just drink this and blow it through your nose.
Mhm.
It is a huge difference. There is a gigantic change in how you approach this drink.
All right. So we've spent a lot of time with this bottle this evening. Of course, represented by a cork failure and the format of our show, which is genuine, not prepared for, not made up. And so thank you for enduring with us while we collected cork fragments and got most of them out of the bottle so we could have this drink. This is why you save your corks. I have a cork that will fit. I'm confident. There are hundreds of spare corks here. Malcolm, try before we die. This is the point of the show.
If I was to die tomorrow and I got to try this, I'd be like, thank God I got to try this. Because this is completely different from everything I've imagined what Glenlivet is. I mean, everything that I imagine and have drank from Glenlivet, this is completely different.
I've had my eyes on this bottle for a decade. Glad I bought it. Let's see what the crew has for us.
Yeah, this is you. This is you. Because thank God.
May your bank account always be like the capital of Ireland. Dublin.
Cheers. That has a lot more firepower than it says it has.
What I really like about this Glenlivet, a J.G. Smith, Gordon Macphail independent release, 15-year-old, 46%, is that it is so off the Glenlivet path. Yes, I connected to the Nodura, but it is so off the Glenlivet path that it allows you to be surprised and pleasantly so about what a Glenlivet can be in addition to what you know a Glenlivet is.
To just phrase that, if this is Glenlivet, this is Glenlivet Plus, but it's not the Nodura, and I like it like this.
Baby Dragon.
Baby Dragon.